Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Kaleidoscope. Now you can see Sleuth is clearly playing with one, although I don't think he's playing with one as much as the camera is, given all of the multicolors all over the place that you can see there. Now, once again, it just feels like it's been a while since we played a willpower puzzle, and I was delighted to see one here with a 94% rating, so we're clearly in for a bit of a treat. Now, this particular puzzle uses a rule set called summing lines, which we've seen once before. So what I'm going to try and do is find the previous puzzle for this, leave it as a link up here somewhere, give those ones a go before you give this one a go. Not necessarily expecting that it's necessarily easier, but I certainly found those ones fairly approachable and a good way of introducing you to this particular rule set from willpower. Anyhow, enough of an introduction. Let's take a look at today's rule set and puzzle with Kaleidoscope by Willpower and the following set of rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. That means place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. This is where kind of the unique rule set comes in, which is the summing lines. Summing lines each have a value according to their color, and all colors have a different value. Cell numbers are equal to the sum of all the line values that go to that cell's center. So he's given us an example. Row 2, column 4 is equal to the value of green plus purple. Row 3, column 4 is just the value of green. And then cells with no lines can be any number. Right, so let's see how I can actually try and demonstrate this. So like imagine that green is 5, imagine that purple is, 3, then this cell would essentially have to be the sum of these two values and would be 8. And that would be true everywhere. So this would have to be a 5, this would have to be an 8, because it's the sum of purple and green, this is just green, etc., etc., etc. Let's see what else do we know. Killer cages, so obviously I think numbers in cages sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. So we've got two cells here already that are 13. To get to 17, I'm going to need to place a 4. That's an example of essentially the killer cage. And then last but not least, we've got KROPKI pairs. Numbers with a black dot between them are in a ratio of 2 to 1, and not all possible dots are given. If this cell is a 2, for example, this would have to be 1 or 4, so that essentially one cell is double the other. That's all the rules we have for today. So, as always, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock, actually take a note of the time, and see how I get on. So clearly my 5 here was a terrible example because it means it was on a black KROPKI dot, which is not allowed. So we know that green is a black KROPKI dot value. We also know that it needs to fit. No, we don't know that because that is red and green. So not necessarily the case. I mean, red is actually quite restricted, isn't it? Because essentially we're saying 2 red plus orange plus green adds up to 7. Now I think if red is anything other than 1, we're in trouble. So let me just think about this. Imagine that the red is indeed a 2. Even if I work to minimize the green and green and orange, essentially what I'm saying is I've got 2 times 2, as in 2 reds, that would be 4, plus a 1, plus a 3. So 4 and another 4, I'm already at 8. There's no way that's going to work. So red is definitely 1, and that's going to be true everywhere. Interestingly, red and orange here, orange and green. So we know that there is a difference of 1 in here. So I'm just actually going to, I can't believe I'm going to do this right now, but essentially what we have in here as a formula is something like 1 red plus 2 orange plus 1 green is equal to 8. And over here, we've got 2 red plus 1 orange plus 1 green is equal to 7. So if you cancel out the greens, we're essentially saying 2 reds and an orange. We know that red is 1. So that's 2. Orange is going to have to be 2 reds. Hang on, because we're talking about the difference. Yeah, that's not really going to work. I mean, I am going to do this. It's a ridiculous idea, but you're going to have to excuse me. Essentially, I'm just going to treat these as if they're simultaneous equations. Just take away the 2. The greens will cancel out. I'll end up with essentially something like orange minus red is equal to 1. And we know that red is equal to 1. So essentially, orange has to be 2. That's not a brilliant example on my part, but it is what it is. That doesn't mean that this would have to be 3, because orange is 2. So that's 2, 2. And red is 1, and I need to get to 4, so green has to be 3. Hopefully that made sense. So if I just quickly double check, red and orange is 3, and green and orange is 5. That's all working out. Lovely. Orange and green, I'm not going to remember these 4. Though to be fair, it's right there, so I don't know why I'm struggling. That means that these are 7. So blue and green is 3. That would mean blue has to be 4. And that would be true everywhere. 4 and 3, that would have to be 7. 4 and 2, this is going to have to be 6. So yeah, all of that is coming along nicely. 2 and 4, that is 6. 2 and 3, that is 5. That's an 8, therefore this has to be 9. And that would give me purple. That would have to be 6. And this is orange. And then orange and red is 3, we said. Yes. 4, 5, 6. We don't actually know what gray is just yet. We'll figure that out in a second. We know what purple is. So purple and red is 6 and 1. That would be 7. Purple and green is 6 and 3. That would be 9. These have to be 9. 9 to get to 19. So that's 4. That would mean gray has to be 5. And then 5 and 1, this would have to be 6. So far, it's all looking pretty good. Right, we're done with letters. I mean, that was illustrative earlier. These 2 cells have to be a black KROPKI dot. I think it's going to have to be 1 and 2. And therefore, this is going to have to be 8, given 3, 6, and 4 are not available. And this is going to have to be 7, 9. That 7 gives me 7 here, 9 there. And then just a bunch of Sudoku to just wrap this up fairly quickly, I think. 3, for example, is forced in here, which gives me another 6. That is another 6. And we're done with all the variants. We can just crack on with some Sudoku. I say crack on with some Sudoku and then immediately lose track of where are some of the opportunities. Come on. I need a no, I've already got a 3. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 7, 8, 9 in here. Let me just pencil mark the lot. This is not 7 or 9. That's an 8. That's not an 8. That's not 7 or 8. That's a 9. That's a 7. These 2 cells are known. They are 5 and 9. That 9 is in here. That is the 5. These 2 cells are also known. This is an 8. 8, I can type. And 1. 3 and 6, no. No. Hang on. 5 and 9, no, done. Interesting. Not to worry. So what do I have missing in here? I need a 7. So I need 2. How about, let me just do some easier ones. These 2 cells, they are, I'm really struggling to scan today for some reason. 2 and 7. unresolved. Are resolved. Let me try that again. 7, 2. And 2 gave me 1 and 2. We're just going to ignore what I just said for like the last 30 seconds or so. It just didn't happen. That's got to be the 7. That's got to be the 5, I'm going to say. And then I need 1 and 4. Can't resolve them. 3 and 8. Can't resolve them either. Not to worry. What's next? That's nearly done. Of course, that 3 gave me a 6, which I missed earlier. So 6 is, yeah, there you go. And 3 is not quite. That's all the 3s and 6s pretty much, other than obviously this X-wing. Do I have something obvious? 4 has to be in here. 4 is therefore there. 1 and 4. What else can I rule out? So I've got 2, 3. So yeah, 2's not here. 2's, in fact, 2 specifically there. Then I need 1, 4, and 8. That's not 4 or 1. That's 8. This is 1, 4. Over here is 1, 4, and 3, 8. Not 3, 4. So that's 1, 8. And this is a bunch of them, just not 8. Never mind. This column, I mean, we can just pencil mark all of these now, surely. And unresolved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. The looks of things. Not 5 or 7, that's 8. Not 7 or 8, that's 5, that's 7. Lovely. That means this is 1 or 2. This is 2 or 9. And then in here I need 5 and 8 as well, which are all different, of course. Let's keep going. It may be easier ones like 8, looking at a 3, 8 pair. And these cells are now known. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 5, 7, and 9. Of course, they're all in different columns. Actually, the 7 is resolvable. That's 7, that's 3, that's 5, that's 9. And that will probably help me if I can think of why. I need an 8 and a 9. That can't be 9, that's 8, that's 9. That gives me pretty much the rest. 9, 2, 1, 1, 4, 1, done. Right, I need a 2, which can only be here. 4, which can only go there. 5, and if I've not made any mistakes, 8 for the finish. Beautiful puzzle, willpower. Yeah, like I mean, I can't see. I don't know if I stumbled on this fairly quickly, although to be fair, from all the cages, the 7 does grab your attention. I think being so small, so restricted, and then naturally that, yeah. So like I think with a bit of intuition, it will guide you guys to the same exact solution path, I imagine. Hope that you guys enjoyed the puzzle in the video. I think a nice, easy puzzle for a Monday morning. See you back soon. Bye-bye for now.